lot of weakness coming in on that pound. U.S. dollar gaining some strength, and with CAD with a CPI report coming out tomorrow, what can we expect from these markets? Let's talk about it here at Capital Markets. Traders, guys, welcome back to Capital Markets. It's your host, Cleveland Bishop. Hope you guys are having a fantastic morning. It is Friday morning, and the U.S. session is just about to get started, and we are really excited to see what these markets can bring because we have a lot of data coming out, and we want to share that data with you guys. So again, make sure you guys stay subscribed, and if you guys ever have any questions, please comment below. We'll be right there to answer away. So this week has been an interesting one. We were seeing the U.S. dollar versus the euro up at $1.17 lows, the $1.17 teens, and now we've sold all the way back off into the $1.15 mids. Pretty interesting stuff. That has come in because of a decent amount of U.S. strength. We've had some U.S. data that's come out good and bad. We had consumer confidence come out in the red, which is interesting. Consumer confidence has been one of the more positive indicators out of all the different economic data releases that has come out, right? So again, most of the people in the United States are very optimistic about where the market is going, but we tick down a bit, or we tick down a little bit lower than we expected to. There's still an overall sense of exuberance and confidence in the market. As you can see, S&P heading back up to all-time highs. Here's a quick screenshot there. And again, we might not be at the level expected, but there's still a decent amount of positivity inside of the entire global market environment and the U.S. market environment as a whole. When it comes to the U.S. dollar, we have a GDP release that is due to come out at the time of this recording, but we have yet to see what that data release looks like. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see what those numbers are. I personally think that if we see another positive run for GDP, we could continue to see a leg down here for the US dollar across most of the currencies that we're looking at. And most of this buy side move that we've seen on the dollar for the past few days have probably been because people have been trying to price in the positive GDP release that we're going to see this morning. So we'll keep an eye out, and you guys will know those numbers by the time we have the video released on Friday. Also, GDP, we have final GDP coming out for the Canadian dollar. Again, Canada, one of the most hard-hit currencies in 2018. Right now, we're trading right at the $1.32s. Again, we came from the $1.30s at one point this year, which shows that we've already ran 400 pips to the upside. Our target at one point for that USD CAD was at $1.34. We actually hit off right around $1.34, $1.33 highs. So any kind of positive data that comes out for the Canadian dollar is going to be very, very interesting to see, because this US dollar versus the Canadian dollar right now is holding some highs that if those highs are broken, you can see a very large sell side move back down into structure. GDP, of course, is a massive indicator of economic strength and economic productivity. 66% of the GDP is retail sales, right? And so we'll get a chance to see how robust the entire Canadian economy is as a whole with that release, and that's something that is going to be very important for us to monitor. Now today as well, we have a summit that is happening over in Europe that may give us some indications as to what the ECB is thinking in terms of monetary policy, but we've had a barrage of different talking points from the Fed, from the ECB in regards to where they want to go with their monetary policy. We know that right now Draghi is looking to stop the QE program in 2019, and he has almost no intentions to raise rates up until that point. So this talk here could potentially be more about what they see in the nearer future, 3 months out, 6 months out, and that might give some indications as to what the market will look like overall. They might talk on GDP, they might talk on CPI, inflation. These are data releases that are released monthly, and again, if they touch on exactly how the market is looking right now and how we can close out 2018, that might give us some directional moves over there on that euro. Right now, again, euro across currencies does not look too good. Euro is off the highs from most of its currency pairs. Here, take a look at the euro CAD, and here, for example, take a look at the euro JPY. You guys will notice that both of these pairs are trading at their lows, right? And that's just because, again, some strength has come into some of those individual pairs, but mostly because that euro is definitely weaker. And earlier this week, we were looking for some strength coming in on the pound, and initially we saw it. Here, take a quick look at the GDP NZD. You guys can see that markets ended up running and breaking a high here, but we did ended up having a massive amount of pound weakness come back in. There's been some reports that have mentioned that the economy as a whole in the pound has definitely weakened since Brexit, and people are now really starting to see that Brexit has had an effect on outside investors coming into the economy. That gave us a very, very weak sell side move on the pound, blowing this GBP CAD and the GBP NZD sell side. So that's a pair that we're going to continue to watch. We are already at our extent of sell side on the GBP USD. So it's going to be interesting to see. Maybe we can play some of that pound weakness on some of these other currencies. All right. So guys, let's keep an eye out on these markets. Make sure you guys are subscribed here to the channel. Please, if you have any questions, put them down below. We'll make sure we answer away. And guys, remember, if you're looking for a tighter broker, head over to capital-markets.com. We have some of the tightest spreads, which means you're going to be paying less per trade. And we route from some of the best liquidity providers, which means you'll be filled instantly. Okay, that's going to be really important for the day traders. Head over to capital-markets.com. Guys, I'm Cleveland Bishop. Talk to you guys soon.